It's so nice to be back, and it's so wonderful to see so many familiar faces. It's brought back some memories, like how we won our first championship back in 2013, a whole decade ago. Whew. But I think I need something to help kind of ring a bell and get these memories going. Ring, ring, ring. All right. I think I'm ready, y'all. I think I'm ready. Not gonna be as long as the people before me, but let me start out by saying that it's an honor and privilege to introduce a great friend of mine into the Shocker Hall of Fame. Great is such an accurate word for Alex Harden. From her play on the court to her accomplishments in the classroom to her impact on several communities, Alex embodies greatness. Some may say that she's the GOAT, the greatness of all time when it comes to Wichita State women's basketball. And her resume backs it up. I would go through all those accolades, but one, I didn't have enough paper, and two, I didn't have enough time tonight. So you could Google that. As amazing as Alex was as a collegiate basketball player, she was an even better teammate and friend. She possesses a high level of character and integrity, and she truly made everyone around her better. I am one of those teammates who was blessed and very benefited from that tremendous knowledge of playing with Alex. I am actually the only teammate to have played with her throughout all 4 of her seasons, because y'all knew I was there for a minute. I love Alex dearly as a teammate and still consider her a close friend. We went through a lot together, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But one little story that almost compromised this friendship. Oof, Alex, how dare, but it showed what a great student athlete she was. Senior year, captains were both gonna be going to media day together, Alex. We were going. Very exciting. We were going to St. Louis, first time ever flying on a private jet with Fred. It was gonna be a good old time. Last minute, all of a sudden, the day of, I hear, Alex isn't coming. That's right, Alex, what were you doing? Being a good little student athlete that she was, she had to dissect a shark. Couldn't miss it. No, she had to do it for biology, and the only time I guess they fly in sharks was that day, the day we were supposed to go to media day. But that shows how great of a student athlete she was, and that was the only opportunity they had for class. So I did what I had to do. I went all by myself and made do, but she was greatly missed. To wrap things up, I feel incredibly blessed and honored that Alex asked me to introduce her. We really did capture lightning in a bottle, those 3 to 4 year stretch where we had very incredible success on and off the court. Alex was the core of those special teams. Her leadership, competitiveness, and desire to win are second to none. So without further ado, please make some noise for the Shocker Hall of Famer, Alex Harden.
Wow. A lot of people. All right, Killa, thank you for that. And you were definitely right. This was definitely a lightning in the bottle. If you saw the overlapping years, me, Taryn, and Casey all were here at the same time. That sports community, the Shockers, we were hated by everybody. But there was just an energy on campus. You saw an athlete, you were like, okay. Like, we knew that we respected every sport because we were just amazing. Like, it was just something that was unheard of. Oh, wow. So I'll start off by saying, first of all, that I'm thankful to be up here, that when I first received a letter from Wichita, I did what everyone else did. Where is Wichita? And I was surprised to find that it was in Kansas. And being there, that first letter you get, you're like, oh, they're just talking. They don't really know me. They found my email address. They found the address to the house. I never thought I'd be standing in front of you guys now. Wow. Now, they asked me to talk about a lot of the stories that happened through my 4 years here from 2011 to 2015. And when I started to think about it, it actually became hard. And I think the main thing that I remember is it really sped by, and I didn't understand that I took for granted what was already built in. I got built in a family, I got built in teammates, I got built in relationships. And I promise you, I still don't know how adults make friends. I don't know. I don't know, like, do you guys like talk to each other? Like, I don't really leave my house too much. Like, I go to work, go back home. So I'm working on that. But I really did take for granted the relationships that we had, even though we were truly a family. That comes with the fights, that comes with the arguments, that comes with everything. And I think that going through all of that together, I took for granted the highs and the lows that we had together, because when you have a team, we were there for the good, the bad, the ugly, the crying, the sweat, the tears, the losses, the wins. You just don't get that all the time when you become an adult. You don't really have that support system. So no matter what we knew it was us, sometimes versus our coaches, sometimes versus the other teams. We just knew that we had to be together. A lot of the things, my best memories, I would have to say, were our road trips, a lot of buses, a lot of flights, and a lot of our locker room conversations that aren't appropriate for this conversation. A lot of things we are not going to speak about, but just know that they were very good. So a lot of the stories that I will talk about will be from my freshman year, because that's when you develop a lot about yourself. So we'll start off with the freshman summer. We're here during the summer, basketball, because we have to start our preseasons. And I tell you, basketball felt like a foreign language. I couldn't dribble, I couldn't pass, I couldn't catch. I was just like, and I remember going into coach's office and I was just like, why did you bring me here? I can't do anything. And I was freaking out. I'm like, yeah, she might as well cut me. Like, I don't know if that works, but I shouldn't be here. And I can't tell you everything that she said because I was so distraught, so I don't really know that my ears were working. And I was just like, and she was just like, take your time. It's going to take time. All these drills are new to you, and you're just where you need to be. And standing in front of you now, I know that she was right. So, wow. Okay, you got this. A lot of what our teammates were, we had everything as far as competitiveness, we had the drive, but we had to work. It was painful, it was hard, but we found different things in ourselves. Like, I got pushed to a level I didn't know I had. I learned different things, and I learned about myself more than anything. Like, coming through the Shocker sports, I learned about my own tenacity and my own will to push through when it got tough. What my teammates taught me is that I was glad that I chose basketball instead of some other sports, because it was so team-oriented, and that although we fought, we found a way to get wins. We won multiple championships, and wow, this is harder than I thought it would be. Okay, we're gonna get through it. So then we'll go to another story in my freshman year, is that as soon as we finished that conversation, I figured out that I was right where I needed to be. We got to take our international trip to Italy. I was really happy. I was like, yep, I'm where I need to be. Got a first stamp. And it turned out to be first of many. Basketball took me all over the world. So I was really excited we got to Italy. Second day we're there, I get locked inside the bathroom. I lock the door, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready to leave. I was calling out to my room. I was like, help, help. She's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, I'm not playing, like, this isn't a joke. So it took about 25 minutes, I was in that bathroom. It probably was like 10, but I was freaking out inside there. And they were just hitting the door. It finally released. I've never locked a bathroom door overseas since, never. I won't do it, because something about me just being stuck in that bathroom, I will not do it. The last thing I call it, I'll say it's the infamous layup. Now, it was painful. So freshman year, we're in our tournament, and we're in the semifinal game, getting ready to go to the championship, and we were down probably 20. She let us free. We just got to play run and jump style. We're making a comeback. I get the steal. I knew they were running the play. Left the layup short. Broke down in tears. Like, broke me. I thought there was only 10 seconds left in the game. Turned out there was 2 minutes. We'll work on it. But I was done. My game was over. We ended up ending our season for the NCAAs, and I vowed to myself, after a lot of tears, a lot of not being able to look at a basketball for a while, that I would never disappoint my teammates, and I would become a better player. Now, being up here, I think I got the player part right. The teammate part, you'll definitely have to ask the tables. Just don't ask them about charge drill because I didn't do those. Now, I would say, let me not finish. We transitioned my freshman year from a guard to a post because we had injuries, ACLs. And one thing, I had little quirks, don't know why. If I messed up, I would look at my hands like, why have you failed me now? I would just look at them like, okay. So little things like that, and I was just like, okay, you gotta figure it out. But a lot of those next years flew by. Like that first championship felt so sweet. We got over the hump, we got over the hill. We became that team that everyone wanted to be, and not everyone wanted to be and everyone wanted to beat. That took so much pride in us because we have the little chart in the room where you have where we were, and we were at the bottom, and then we got to move to the top, and everyone was trying to take that from us. So that was amazing. Wow. See, we're gonna get there. Whoa. Now, coming to Wichita State, I thought I was doing a lot by being a good athlete until I heard what y'all did, student athlete, and I'm like, I tried, you know? I thought I was doing a lot trying to be a pre-med student and a basketball player, but we got summa cum laude, magna cum laude. Y'all got masters? Like, y'all did have 4 years, right? Like, I'm just making sure, because a master's is crazy. That's amazing, and it speaks volumes to what you guys were able to do as being athletes, because we all know what that struggle was like. And I just remember our schedule, like coach put in there when to eat lunch and when to eat breakfast and dinner, and I thought it was a joke until I got here and I missed it, and I was like, oh, I'm not eating for another 6 hours. Good times, good times. But I would just like to finish up by saying I am so thankful to be in front of you guys. I thank God for allowing this to happen because none of this is possible without him. I'd have to thank my parents for preparing me. My mom and my dad, they loved me through it, even though I didn't talk to them a lot during college. I was going through it. I like to thank my sister for always being there, my nieces that are around. Yeah, you held it down. A lot of screaming, a lot of texts that should have been given to you. But most of all, my coaches, just because they found a way to push me to things I didn't know I was able to. They saw this when I couldn't see it, when I thought I shouldn't have been here at all. They saw the ability for me to be in front of you guys today. And then most of all, my teammates. They saw the ugly, they saw the salty, they saw the tears. We went through a lot, and none of this is possible without you guys. There were the ones before me who taught me how to work hard and taught me what it was like to get a championship, and the ones that I turned into a leader for to figure out how to continue to win and bring the greatness of what Wichita State basketball is about. A girl walked into campus, and a woman left it. I'm so thankful to our fans who are brutally honest, but they loved us through it. I remember my first fan was just like, yo, you really make bad decisions. You should work on that. I said, oh, that's fun. Now I know why coach, and she's like, now I know why coach doesn't play you. Okay, you know what? Am I sure I'm supposed to stay at this table? Like, okay. But they loved us through it. They supported us. We used to fill the roundhouse. And it just shows that when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, people should come out and support you. There are so many people here that were like, oh, we were rooting for you. Really? That it truly means a lot. Like, you never know who's behind you and who's backing you in your corner. So that meant so much. But I love what Wichita was able to do for me. They gave me opportunities to grow and thrive here. And I can't be thankful enough. This place will always forever be in my heart. And it's such an honor to be up here before you guys. Thank you.